This has got to be one of the coolest features on the 2024 Ford Ranger. Check it out. If you come to a complete stop, it has this hold function, so you don't have to keep your foot on the brake. So while you're at a stoplight, truck's off for you and it's holding the brake. And then when you need to go again, just there it is. And it's no delay really either. That's really nice. I would love to be a fly on the wall when they're coming up with the names for these colors. This color is called Cactus Gray. I borrowed this truck from Larry H. Miller Super Ford here in Salt Lake City. Be sure to check out their inventory. This truck's available. Ask for Ken in the commercial department. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker. At the very top, you guys can see the specs on this truck. And then here is the colors. As I said, Cactus Gray, ebony leather trim seats. And then here is a short listing for the standard equipment. Down below are the options. This has the 500A equipment group. And then off-road package is there with the 373 locker. And then this has the floor liners, which are all with the floor mats, secure code, and then the tough bed spray in for the bed. $1,595 is the destination with a total price of $50,755. And here are the fuel economy numbers. One thing that is really nice about these mid-size pickup trucks, especially for the new Ranger, is that most of the features that you would probably opt for in the last generation are now standard. I love the fact that this truck does have full LED headlights and fog lights, and as you guys can see, the turn signals too. And then here's that accent light, dual projector beam, and then projector beam fog lights. You guys can see you have a pass-through on the front bumper, recovery loops on the front, and you have this silver trimming right here. And if you're going to get this Ranger, as I said, do not buy a Ranger without these things. 100% get the off-road package. Now I know a lot of people will probably say, well, I'm not planning on ever going off-road. Well, trust me when I say this. Having this extra protection on the bottom of the truck, you have it right there. Also, you have a few skid plates to protect, like your transfer case right there, and they give you a skid plate for your fuel tank. Even if you don't plan on going off-road, if there's something in the road and it's big enough to damage something under the truck, those skid plates are going to help with that line of defense. So it's not about really going off-road, it's really about protecting the underbody even on a main road. You also get the off-road tires. They're a little bit more aggressive and have a better styling. Goodyear Wrangler Territory ATSs. Now on the front, you guys can see the parking sensors, and they give you one off to the side here. Active grille shutters and a forward-facing camera, and it also has a sprayer too. Independent suspension, and you guys will see that they do give you some aluminum. And then off to the side, these are an 18-inch wheel. And then here's the tire size. And then here is the capacities. 2,403 pounds at 51 PSI max. Here are the running boards on the side, fixed, and some of your trimming. They do give you like this painted trim piece here, which is an upgrade for the Lariat. Painted mirror caps with these LED lights, and then your 360 camera comes standard. Here's the keypad right here with the painted door handles. Smart key system, by the way, too, just for the front doors. And here's a look at the truck right here. This truck also has an 18.8 gallon fuel tank, regular gas. And then check out your suspension. So they give you two leaves, but that bottom leaf is going to be a helper spring, shock absorbers, E-coated framing right there. And they give you a wheel aligner too, which is nice. Now, the next thing you absolutely have to get on this truck, you have to get that bedside step that goes right here. I highly recommend it. It's really nice to be able to get into the bed without opening the tailgate. So you can just basically pull something out. You guys see that FX4 badge? More parking sensors, and they're also on the side here. Now the third thing I'm going to mention that this truck does not have. Even if you don't plan on towing, 100% always opt for the trailer hitch from the factory. You get the 7 and 4 pin on the back of the bumper, And of course, it's going to give you the trailer brake. Those things actually add value for your truck, 100%. You guys can see your tail lights. You have some incandescent bulbs with LED brake lights right there. Now this truck does have a 373 rear. The fourth thing you should get is 100% get that locker. I think that's very important too, because if you do go off-road a little bit, or even if you go in grass sometimes grass can be really wet and really soft, and having that locker will help you get out. They do give you a off-road tire, by the way, too, which is nice. At least it looks kind of aggressive. And then two other things you can get. 100% get the spray and bed liner. It's a lot cheaper from the factory, and they have a pivoting storage that you can add to the bed. Those things, I think personally, are nice things to have. With the Ford, they do give you a 12-volt plug out back and 120 volt. You have your bed lights on both sides, and they have tie downs all around the bed. You guys saw that this was assisted too. And let's go ahead and talk about that 2.3 liter 4-cylinder turbo engine. I've mentioned this in a few videos. I love how small this engine looks in the engine bay here. Everything is pretty easy to get to. It's going to have 270 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes through a 10-speed transmission, 10-to-1 compression, and aluminum heads and bottom end. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. The one thing I like about the Lariat is all the soft touches that they give you on the door. So they upgrade this and this with soft touch, and it's pretty soft too, by the way. On the XLT, this is all hard plastic. They also give you this gray accent here and there. Power windows and door locks. You can power fold the mirrors. The truck has to be on. You have your seat memories. They give you 3, by the way, too. Bottle holder and a little bit of storage in the door. Also, more soft touch on the dash, and I'll show you on the other side in a second. Leather seating comes standard, and you get a 10-way including the lumbar. Great bolstering on the seats. Nice graphics also. No tilt headrests, but you have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And here's some of your lighting controls down below. Now they do give you these running boards. No grab handle, by the way. Leather wrap steering wheel too. Feels good. Not too small. But with the interior, they do a really good job. I like the overall design, especially of these air vents. You don't really think about those things, but it has a nice design to them. 12-inch screen, 11-inch screen, which is an upgrade from the XLT. Wireless charger comes standard, pretty much on XLT too, but you have 2 USBs down there. And even your armrest too, soft touch. A little bit of stitching right there too. And on the Lariat, they give you this storage, all wrapped in like this leather. I don't like to call this leather because it's not really leather, it's like vinyl. But it feels good though, it feels good to the touch. A little bit of open storage, and then your glove box right there. Now let's go ahead and start the truck. You have push button start, which is an upgrade for this truck too. They also give you a shorter gear selector. And I never liked the trucks in the past. They have these big old tall, they look like handicap shifters. I'm just being honest here. This looks a lot better for sure. It looks like it fits in the interior. Electronic parking brakes right there. Now, let's see. You don't see your locker anywhere, right? So I'm gonna push this button here. Watch what happens. When I push that button, you guys will see you'll have a display here. Any day now, there it is. So it shows you your tire pressure. And you guys can see here, it has your trail control, so you can turn that on. But your locker is right there, so that's how you would turn that on. On other trim levels without these extra packages, like the FX4 gives this to you, you would basically push a button down here, right? So you have traction control, you have your parking assist, which is this. And then auto stop starts right there. Now, if you want to see your drive modes, you swipe this, and it'll show up in this screen. So you have normal, eco, sport, tow, haul, sorry for that glare, and slippery, mud ruts, and then you have sand. So just kind of go back through if you didn't see everything here. No heads-up display, But up top here you have home link, place for your sunshades. You can slide the rear glass with power. Most trucks aren't available with that at all. LED lighting for the interior. And then your vanities are illuminated. And this screen is pretty easy to use. You have your buttons here if you want to turn your heated seats or heated steering wheel for both sides. Dual climate control. You can actually control it two different ways. You can do it on the screen or you can do it down here. If you hit the X button here, you can hit home. And this shows you just a drop down menu of everything. Let's just hit towing, just in case you would like to see what that is. So this just shows you don't have an active trailer. It's nice that they still give you that information in here, because if you do decide to get a trailer and add the hitch and all the stuff, then you can still use those features. Then here's the other menu here. Also 360 camera view. I will say having the vertical screen makes this stuff a little bit harder to see. If you push this right here, you have like these different camera views. You have this one, you have this one. If you're hooking up to a trailer, and then it takes you back to the 360. Now you can also do this too. If you push in here, you can get really close in case you're trying to pull into a parking space. Now really quickly, they don't give you any gauges for like the temperatures in here, which kind of stinks. They do give you some off-road pages, so you can see the off-road status. Shows that you're in two-wheel drive, shows you the pitch and roll, and it shows you the angle of the steering wheel. But for some weird reason, they don't give you the gauges like they do on the XLT. And they're not that great anyways, but it would be nice to see that. So that's the only thing missing here. But let's go ahead and check out the passenger side. They do shine a light right to your door handle right there. It's a little bit darker over here, so you guys can see some of the accent lights around the interior. Right down below there. Really nice. But you still have power seats. So up and down on the seat back here, but the front of it doesn't go up and down. So it's gonna be an 8-way with lumbar. Grab handles right there. Out back, seat back pockets on both sides, which is an upgrade when you get the Lariat. And this seat does go up. It's not a 60/40 bench, but you have a little bit of storage below there on both sides. I don't see any lighting out back though, but soft touch right here, but all this is hard plastic. Armrests on the side. No air vents in the rear, which is kind of odd. And then you have your two Type A and Type C USBs. And then you have a 120 volt power plug. Here are the numbers on the door. Gross axle rating out front will be 3,130 pounds. The rear is 3,573 pounds with a 6,170 pound gross vehicle weight rating. Because this has a locker, the axle close can be 73. And the wheels are 18 by 7.5 wide. All in payloads, 1,527 pounds. So not bad for a mid-size pickup truck. Hope you guys liked the video. This is definitely a really nice spec here, and it is available, so be sure to check out Larry H. Miller. Let them know you saw the video. See you guys soon.